Thanks, thanks for the introduction to the team. But I think I only could know a few of you in this forum. But yeah, I after going through your introduction at the beginning, I was also very thrilled and excited to learn from you guys as well, because from the different industry, different perspective. Even the Aditya's presentation was mind blowing, and I was instantly getting excited about can I explore opportunity to create the same excitement to Aditya as well about my business. If he can think of creating some innovation for my branding and repositioning for my the brands. So great to hear. And how much time we have? Or how much? Because for entrepreneur, it is always good to know that how much time we have, because we have a different stories, like even for the 5 minutes to the 5 hours. So it's always good to have a timeline. Yeah.
Kishorji, you'll have 25 to 30 minutes, and you'll have to give us another 5 to 7 minutes so we can even have some some questioning with you.
Great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay. So yeah, we'll talk about that, how we started and what we are doing, and how we are looking forward, in especially in agri-tech space. And while doing some business, we built some general perspective about business, which applies to all business across sectors, across geography. So that learnings also we'll be sharing, that what has been good or bad for me for last 10 years now, almost 10 years in this journey. So yeah, so I started in 2012 because the reason was very simple, that after doing your completing your formal education, you need to do a job and get into the formal things of the society, which is unwillingly or I don't know how, but it is imposed on each one of us that you have to do job, you have to get married, and then prove yourself to the community, to the family, that yes, you take right decision. So your decision making judgment starts from there itself, that whether you are capable to take your own decision correctly or not, then only family allows you to do something. So that's how the 2012, from 2005 to 2012, I think the 7 year I worked with these couple of organization, where I learned lots of things, that how business happens. And yes, but that clarity from the beginning, that how a big organization works, and out of this big organization, myself as a, let's say, manager or assistant manager, how I contribute and how I impact an overall organization level, like how the organization's P&L works, how the revenue happens. Even when we come out from the college and we get some KRA in a company, and we start focusing on our appraisal system and how to get promoted, how to get bonus. But out of that, if someone start learning about how organization functions, how the HR functions, how the marketing, the sales, the finance, everything, how it works. So 7 year, I believe that was the time when I started learning. Then after that, 2012, around when we started thinking of that, why not something can be done in agri-tech space. And as a banker, definitely, thinking came for, how to set up a grain bank kind of model for the marginal farmers, because India is, the marginal farmers country. The close to 100 million farmers are, small and marginals. They have a small quantity of grain, and they can't go to the large mandis, or they have to depend on Aratia and money lenders and all that. So how to make an intervention, because everything seems to be quite settled. If you look from outside, that farmer is happy. If you go and ask them, he will say everything is settled. I'm taking money from Aratia, and I'm selling grain to him, and he is my everything. So whenever I have any requirement, I go and he fulfills it. But we have to go deep down and create some space for us among the farmers, and then only they open up, and then they will start sharing their the pain points, because they do not open so easily. And which we know as a, because we are from the agriculture background, so we know that what all the pain points, and internally how much the bleeding is happening in this rural economy or the farmers lives. Like, they borrow money at 3%, 4% per month interest rate. They sell their commodity at just throwaway price. They don't negotiate the commodity price to the farmer, to the landlord, to the Aratia. So we learned that if anything can be done, what is the asset in the rural area can be monetized or can be converted into the collateral, then only I can have some intervention. So grain is the one thing which can be collateralized, And then the credit intervention can happen through a disciplined way. Like how I say disciplined way, like everyone has a salary, let's say, and they have a first of the month when the salary get credited. The farmer gets salary once or twice in a year, and they tend to do all sort of, that unwanted expenses. So how to bring them in a very disciplined environment where, their salary can come on every month, right? Because you consume grain every day. So why the farmer gets salary, once in a year? Why not he should get a salary every day kind of stuff? But let's say at least, the once in a month. So for that, the grain need to be converted into the digital inventory, and that digital inventory should be connected to the financial institutions and to the buyers, the food processors, so that the farmer can choose to time the market, or till then, if they want any credit, they can place their grain directly to the financial institutions and, get the loan on that at a very nominal interest rate, which is maybe 8 to 10% compared to the 40 to 50%, that from the money lenders. This gives them a lots of empowerment, a lots of courage and confidence that yes, they can negotiate unconditionally because their grain is preserved in nearby warehouses where the quality is preserved, and then whenever they want to sell, they will have hundreds of buyer on the screen on the mobile application, or walk into the nearest grain bank, which is maybe in a village itself, and just ask the executive or the manager sitting out there, and they can auction their small quantity of the grain, what is the requirement for next 7 days, 10 days of the cash flow. So we started in 2012. We're doing a profiling of the farmers. Profiling means what is the cash flow, how much the input required, how much the cash required, and basis that we can advise them after the harvesting that yes, well, if you have produced 100 quintal, you need to plan your expenses, plan your income in such a way that whatever you have a requirement for the next crop, you please sell only that proportionate grain, because if you average out, your average price will be higher compared to when you sell in the season. So these all exactly like a bank's how your portfolio manager does. So like your portfolio manager do your risk profiling, and in terms of your long-term and short-term plan, they advise you in terms of that how much you need to do the savings and all that stuff. So we started doing it exactly as a bank, that in a vicinity of 5, 6, 7 villages, there is a one relationship manager who manages the portfolio of farmers. He does all the data, collection from the farmers, that how much crop, which crop, what are the inputs and all that. Once all the data inputted in the system, then the system, generate the reports that, okay, this farmer needs 10,000 in April, 20,000 in May, 5,000 in June and all that. So that's how we advise the farmer that you can time the market, you can systematically withdraw from your grain stored in the warehouse in terms of, the cash. If you deposit the grain, that grain is connected to the buyers, and that all can happen only if you have a technology integration right at the farm gate. Also, we need to educate the farmer that how to use technology, but the technology has to be very simple and easy to understand. So let's say recently we started a satellite image, analytics for their crop, and that satellite image tell them that whether the crop is ready for harvest or not, or whether any patch in their field require additional nutrients. So this technology has to be customized in such a way that farmer can easily use it on their mobile application. Otherwise, there is no use. There is a million trillions of data available on public domain, but they cannot use it. So 2012, 13, 14 was our initial stage when we were validating this model in Bihar, and we are looking for investors to help us to scale this business across Bihar. And finally, we got the first investment in 2015. And that time, agri-tech was something, that no one wants to hear anything, any investment in agri space. But yes, thanks to, the technology and the farmer adoption of that little bit technology gives you the, the validation of your business model that, yes, something can be done in a very diligent and compliance way in agri-tech space also. Otherwise, without technology, agriculture was supposed to be a kind of money laundering space or something like that. But once you start using technology, no one can challenge that, because it has a complete trail of the data, that which farmer, how much crop, where it was sold and all that. So definitely technology helped a lot in agri-tech space to encourage entrepreneur to come forward and start new ideas and scale the business in agri-tech space. And that's how investor got excited about this. So 2015 onward, when we got the investment, we started ramping up our tech platform. We started educating farmers that how to use technology and how to use grain bank. But again, there is a big trust issues among the farmers, because you as an entrepreneur are, daring to, go and sit in the village and help the farmers to realize their post harvest, the income on a higher side. But the farmer is not ready to accept you, that they do not know that how long you will sustain in a rural area, because you are coming from upcountry locations. Though your childhood was there in the village environment only, but still they don't trust so easily. So they take time, maybe a 1 year or 6 months or 12 months or 18 months or sometime 2 year, to learn everything, that whether you are consistent in your commitment, you are able to deliver it, or whether you are able to, survive in this business as well or not. And then slowly farmers start, that trusting in your business model, and they start using your services. But till then, you burn maybe lots of money to remain there. That's why this business model need to be very low cost, customized service for the farmers, even for their small quantity of grains, which is 1 bag. And trust me, this services is even for the, the 6 rupees. The 6 rupees farmer pays, and they can use the services at farm gate level. So this is the model what we came up, and the farmer started using the application. Today we have around 10 to 12% farmer are using tech platform. The rest all are, trusting, no grain bank passbook kind of, or khata book or kind of arrangement. So technology has a limitations. We cannot, expect the customers to start aggressively using the technology. Until then, we have to run offline to online platform. So by the time farmer migrate to the digital platform, they can see every transactions retrospectively on the platform, and then the trust level goes up. Okay, so this is what we try to establish, that if the farmer is not using technology, give them all support in terms of, that hand holding. So every 300 400 farmers, there is one relationship manager who helps them to see through all the screens on the mobile app. And we do lots of training to the farmers, that if they start using technology, they are not only on the crop selling, but also the lots of information consumption can be easier for him about their crop as well. So this is how, that evolution and journey about the grain bank. And recently we raised, the close to $12 million from a couple of investors like CDC and Avishkar and Chirate Ventures. They are helping me to, realize this dream of replicating this model across the country. And definitely we are very sure that, the way we have scaled for last 2.5, 3 years across Bihar, we are in 16 districts, and we are expanding in Uttar Pradesh, and then slowly we'll move towards Madhya Pradesh and, northern and western, southern part of the country. The idea is that the country needs this business model when, if we are talking about anything, the profitability from the bottom of the pyramid, that can be achieved. But yes, someone need to sit at the ground zero, set up a robust process, control system, setting up a special team. The team also is a unique, who can work in a rural environment, in a very difficult and challenging environment, where, that lots of constraint, and in terms of the lifestyle, in terms of their expectations. So the team has to be also unique. The customer is unique, where, that technology cannot, help you beyond certain point, the way we think in urban areas. So we have learned these all hardship, that how the customer, that acquisition happens, how the investors, build trust in your capability, and, how they believe that, yes, we can be consistent in demonstration of our ideas. So this is how the journey been so far for last 10 years. We are all set to scale across the country. But the only challenge is what I can see, that how the technology piece is going to be, adopted by the farmer. How quickly they adopt it. I believe that the nation's largest problem of what you can hear around about lots of, in news on MSPs and all that. I think the technology is the only one thing which can remove all these things and build lots of transparency. And government intervention can be really, can really give a better result if the farmers start using technology. That if the farmer is cultivating 5 acres of land, only he is supposed to take a benefit of 5 acres of land. Whether it is a MSP or whether it is any the credit facility. But I'm sure that the way the resistance I can see from the farmers to avoid technology, which can really, uh, discourage lots of initiative from the government to build transparency in this entire, the ecosystem. Imagine how much the money we are spending on MSP. Imagine how much money we are spending on various other, instruments like Kisan credit card and all that. As a banker, I simply felt that, first of all, if I build transparency, integrity, and the financial discipline, trust me, the amount of money we are spending, you will see a huge turnaround in the rural ecosystem. The farmers, the genuine farmers, will start getting benefits out of this. And what you could see on the commodity exchange, like let's say wheat commodity, the trading at 1700, 1800. But the fact is, the farmer is selling at 30%, 40% lower price in this in village, and he has no control on price. He has no control on payment. He has no control on anything on the supply chain. This can be only resolved through the technology intervention, and technology intervention need to have a physicality, and that physicality is a grain bank. If the grain bank kind of outfit can be set up across the country at least panchayat level, trust me, that each grain is getting digitized and it's visible to the all stakeholders, be it a government procurement, be it processors, or be it anyone. That entire trail, that whose grain, how much quantity, which field, these kind of tagging we are trying to do for last 10 years, directly, indirectly, and that kind of database we are trying to build on our platform. It will help the entire ecosystem to have any kind of meaningful intervention to directly impact the farmers. Unlike the other developed countries, like they have a clear cut, that flow of the titleship of the grains, that who produce how much, and government is directly transferring that much money into their bank account. That let's say you are cultivating 4 acres of wheat, and you just need to focus on cultivation. I will give you the 400 rupees per acre, or the per, let's say, the quintal, how much, whatever quantity you produce, directly into your bank account. So I believe that over next couple of years, you will see lots of traction, lots of model changes happening. We are also very closely working with Government of India to advise them, to give them a right perspective about what is happening at ground level. So this is how the things are. We have a vision that one day we'll touch upon that 100 million farmers, and all of them will use this platform directly or indirectly for their entire activity related to agriculture.